Welcome to Pixels to Politics, where we blend the realms of gaming with the realities of our world. Tonight, I'm joined by Brenna, a proud Texan and West Texas A&M alum, to
Oh
dissect some of the
God.
most pressing issues facing our home state and our nation. We'll dive into the complex topic of immigration and the Texas border situation, followed by a spirited discussion on the ever-evolving dynamics between our two potential presidents. Brenna brings her first-hand insights to these hot-button topics, promising a conversation full of depth and perspective. Perspective. Excuse me. Let's get started on this journey through the Lone Star State's political landscape and beyond. So, I just wanted to start by saying I'm glad that us Floridians, and us and you Texans can be bonded in this event.
Yeah, like literally what I have both worlds,
Hmm.
got the Texas and the Florida. So basically I'm insane.
Yeah. I think both of these governors have been very active in general, even before this issue. They were the ones sending the immigrants who came over into the blue states, and and now it's causing such a crisis for them that they're like turning on each other. It's pretty funny because they started to send the immigrants to each other's states, and so they're driving each other nuts too. It's I don't know, they're just griefing, but um, yeah. So how much of the activity there is do you know about? Like, how prevalent of a conversation is it?
Oh geez. Okay, so like Texas is split up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like very hardcore split up. So you've got like I would want to say probably an older generation that, really hates immigrants, doesn't like technology, like farms, does shit like that. Like really set in old ways, and then you've got a completely new generation, and you'll find like the newer generation that's more progressive, more so in the cities, so like Houston, Dallas, Austin, those kinds of cities. But when you start going to the outskirts, it's it's basically like living in fucking 1970, like to put it lightly.
um, well, have you seen any of like actual military activity? Military, National Guard stuff.
Now that's gonna be more like South Coast
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah, against the border.
That's
It's really intense down there.
Did you hear about the one senator who was talking about placing gators?
Jesus, no.
So actually, I think this is a good topic because it kind of came up in a previous episode where we had mentioned border security,
Mhm.
and it seems that some people are a little shy about how much force should be needed. So I was curious where you guys are. Like, what's the red line? Like, is the razor wire okay? Is that fine? Should we play skaters? Should we start like? Oh, also there's like a armada of people headed down there to help guard the border too. Like, what is the? I don't know. What's the appropriate amount of force do you use to guard the border?
Listen, Texans don't fuck around,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If they're hard set on something, bro, you will find civilians themselves standing at the border with their own weapons that they bought, and they will be like, "I will defend this border until I die." Like, I mean, these are very passionate people.
Yeah.
Um, there's not really a limit. I would say like the more progressive side, is all like, "No, you guys are fucked up. Stop doing that." Like Greg Abbott, this man would blow up Mexico if he could. He would just nuke it. That's what he would.
Well, you heard what DeSantis said, right? Well, he's no longer running, but he said if he were to become president, he's sending the military in day one, mostly to take care of the cartels. But I mean,
What is he on, bro?
I don't know. I think it was more of like a rhetoric thing to get votes, but
Yeah, that's fair.
So you are
Yeah.
okay with it. You're just like, yeah, gators, razor wire, guns, fuck it, donuts.
I'm personally not okay with that shit. I think that's ridiculous. Like Greg Abbott is like literally fighting the government on this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this man, he might be in a wheelchair, but damn, he's hard set in his ways, bro. He's gonna get it done. Might start walking. I don't know.
I don't know. I respect it a bunch, for sure. Um, I did find it interesting that it was uh a Republican dominated court that overruled him, and he still was like, "Fuck you guys! Like, no way. I'm securing this myself." Like,
Oh yeah, that's just him as a
yeah,
person.
yeah, I
Like
believe it
he doesn't care what side you're on. He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
for
Out of
sure.
curiosity, how do Texans feel about other states coming to help? Do they care at all, or are they just like, yeah, you guys can hop in the backpack if you want?
Okay, so if you're not from California, you're probably welcome. Texans fucking hate anybody from California.
I think
That's what I've heard. That's why a lot of the tech companies, like, they wanted to start migrating to Texas, right? But then they are kind of going elsewhere now. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah, because literally, like, the moment someone hears that you're from California and Texas, it's like an immediate hate party. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. I've seen it.
they're pretty opposite in terms of
Yeah,
everything. So I'm not
yeah.
surprised. But I think California has the highest. What's it called when people are leaving the state?
Um,
Immigration.
yeah, maybe
One of the two.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of Californians are leaving California for Texas and Florida, but I think to Texas it's like it's a pretty high rate. It's something insane. So you can see the
Well, it's
hatred.
because Austin specifically has like a really high like desire rate to be in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's just a ton of stuff in Austin. It's just like really progressive and unique stuff like that, and it's cheaper to live in. You know, so if you're living in like San Francisco, LA, you know, like it's basically kind of the same environment, except it's a little bit cheaper, and it's just really pretty, nice weather, stuff like that. So I think that's the appeal to people.
Makes sense. Okay, so where's the? I gotta know where the red line is. Where do you stop? Do you just put up a wall? Do you shoot guns over the head? Do you just keep deporting people back? What's the
Um,
red line here?
anything that stops immigration is the red line.
Razor
So
wire is razor wire okay?
I think putting a near invisible razor wire in one of the most popular rivers, mind you, that people like to swim in, also, mind you, fish, stuff like that. I don't think that's fucking smart because from what I've seen in the articles, our own goddamn people have gotten hurt on this thing.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
So, yeah, I believe it was like 4 civilians have already gotten hurt on it, which was one of
Wow.
the main arguments of taking it down. And then Greg Abbott's like, no, just have them not swim in there, you know? It's like, dude, yeah. It's like, how about we just not have something that could guillotine you in 2 seconds in the river where no one can see it? How about that? Like, I don't know.
Well,
Ultimately, I think the end goal would be probably a wall. I think that's the one most
build
people
the
want,
wall? Is
anyways.
that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what people want. Like people, ever since Trump said that, they have just been on that, bro.
Yeah.
They want the wall, bro.
I don't even think it's just him anymore. It's like some Democrat that jumped on board too. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe
Yeah,
we
you're
do need a
right. Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Maybe he was right. I actually heard the rate of immigrants coming over has dropped by quite a bit. I imagine the razor wire is playing a pretty big part of that, but yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because it was a big part. The Rio Grande, that was like one of the most popular routes to get in.
Wow. I know that it served as a pretty big route for fentanyl and heroin, and there's a lot of sex trafficking. And I think some of the major debates that are taking place right now is them trying to figure out which side of the wall to kind of host the immigrants, just to vet them and let them apply for asylum.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something I known about until recently, but the Democrats prefer inside, our border, and then Republicans usually outside the border.
Yeah.
But Elon came out recently with nuts of steel, as he does.
Yeah. Okay.
And he full on called out Biden and said that he was trying to make our country a one-party state by using the illegal
Oh,
immigrants and giving them the ability to vote. And um, yeah, I thought that was bold of him. I think a lot of people were thinking it, but like nobody was really saying it out loud, or at least anyone with his amount of following. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I respect that. I respect him, dude.
That's crazy. Honestly, I hadn't even heard about that.
Yeah, there's been two other celebrities too that kind of were like, yeah, maybe we should vote for. I don't know if it was like an endorsement for Trump directly, but it was definitely a not so Biden favored speech. So like, I know Dr. Phil came out and he said something for Trump, and then Steve Harvey, he came out too, and he was like, guys, you know what? Trump might not be so bad. Oh,
You gotta look at all aspects of it, because like I think
sure.
just immediately, jumping to the conclusion based off of a few things, it's not really a smart decision to do. Like if you're voting just based off of like emotional opinions and not logic, I don't know what to tell you.
That's really
It's not
common,
smart.
though. That's really
Yeah,
common, is
it
what I've
is.
learned. A lot of people kind of like latch on to a single thing, and they're just, and it has nothing to do with like actual politics. Like it doesn't make any sense. Usually it'll be that this, something that the media said, and they're just like, ah, well, Trump said
Yeah.
grab her by the pussy. I'm not voting for him. It's like, wait, huh? Hold on. Maybe we should
It's
talk
like
about.
read into the people you're looking at.
But yeah. So, how do you? I guess the first question is, do you plan on voting, and like, what would be some of your like important um deciding factors?
Voting, yes. I feel like it's everyone's duty to vote because given the option to vote and you don't vote, like what are you doing? You live here. Like this directly impacts you. You should vote. But like some important key factors, obviously, I care about the environment, so I'm gonna be a tree hugger about it. That's
I
a
think that's
really big
fine.
thing for me. Um, like just I guess future plans, what are they planning to do? Are they planning to, build more infrastructure? Are they planning to plant trees? What's going on with that? That's important to me. Another thing, honestly, my rent is high and my groceries are high. If you get that shit low, I'll vote for you, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that's a big one for sure.
the
Inflation.
inflation is horrible, dude.
It's only
Like,
gonna
I
get
mean,
worse.
yeah, I'm struggling right now.
Well, I think typically, people vote Democrat for environmental stuff. That being said, I doubt Trump gives a flying fuck about the environment. I don't know, but I haven't seen him say anything particular on it.
Well, the only one thing that he genuinely angered me was when he was in office, he tried enacting this plan. I can't remember what it was specifically, but it basically was the rights to override national park like safety blankets basically
Mm-hmm.
and allow him to build stuff on national park grounds. And that goes like directly against what Teddy Roosevelt was doing. He
Mm.
made the national parks for a reason so that they wouldn't be destroyed in a sense through industrialization. So that was really the only thing that ticked me off about him, like genuinely. I'm like, why do you need to build on the Grand Canyon? Like,
But that's pretty funny. I don't think most people would choose the environment, at least anymore. I know, like,
oh, people don't give a
8
fuck.
years
Like,
ago, people would probably vote on, for the environment. I don't think people care anymore.
literally, people's mindset now is just surviving, which is horrible. But I can kind of see it too, because it's like people are telling you, oh, you need to use paper straws, reusable. Dude, all that shit costs money. Like being environmentally friendly, and it's like, it's not even the individual, right? It's the corporations mainly that are doing this. Because they're the ones making the plastic bags, using oil, shit like that.
Yeah,
And it's like almost an impossible battle, you know?
we're a little behind on that one.
Yeah,
The
like I don't think it's winnable, honestly.
yeah, it's
I
not
really don't.
slash at
I
them.
fought for years on shit, and they just do not back down, man. It's just payoff after payoff, lobby after lobby. There's no winning in America with that shit, honestly.
Yeah, I guess there's just no answer to it. Like,
Yeah,
there's no like
it's not.
real working answer. Plastic is
People
just
just don't give a fuck. I mean,
yeah,
genuinely, they
for
just
sure.
really don't.
They tried implementing the paper straws, which I don't know if it's picking up or slowing down, but I'm starting to see it just a little more. But I don't. Everybody complains about it, so like, there's no way that that's gonna stick around. You can taste. I don't know. The paper straw thing is terrible.
But
But
it's
Paper straws
like,
were fucking ass, dude.
don't they taste? Can you taste chemicals? I feel like I can taste chemicals
Dude,
whenever
I
I
can
use
taste the fucking paper. I don't care if they're chemicals. Well, okay, I do care, but like, I mostly care that it ruins my fucking drink, man. Like,
Yeah.
God.
honestly, yeah, paper straws fucking suck. And it's like, why are we focusing on straws when there's, a bunch of celebrities using private jets?
Yeah, I was thinking about this today where you like grow up. I don't know. I remember growing up with this idea is like, gotta save the sea turtles and plastic is terrible and our carbon footprint is so bad. And then you just learn that it's not really, I mean, America can do more, but like, it's not really us, bro. It's not really us. Like, what the hell?
Dude, you could have like 10,000 people doing environmentally friendly behaviors every day. And I guarantee you,
It's
the
irrelevant.
flight
No
of
effect.
just one celebrity on their damn jet
It's T
fuel
Swift,
thing,
bro.
dude, it's gonna destroy all that work you just did. Like, it's not even gonna matter.
Yeah, and oil tankers too, just out in the
Yeah.
ocean.
Oh god, I know, just drilling and fucking releasing all that shit everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the trash alone, plastic, worst invention ever. I mean, it's great, but it's also horrible, you know? There's
There's
literally these things called ocean gyres, right? And they're just islands of trash that have accumulated through currents. And it's literally like its own fucking continent at this point,
yeah,
own state of just trash.
size of
Like,
France,
what?
right?
Yeah,
It's
dude.
huge, huge.
Like you could stand on this, dude. You could camp out on it if you wanted to.
It's
It's
wild
just
for sure.
ridiculous. Yeah, and it's like that was all human caused too. But it's like, how do you even deal with that? How do you deal with microplastics too? All
Yeah,
the
that's the one that
years.
freaks me out now. It's like
Dude, I know.
there's so many reports that are just like, yeah, dude, it's over. Like, there's microplastics everywhere. It's in our blood. It's in everything. They're just eating a credit card worth of plastic every day. It's like, whoa, what the
Yeah.
hell? Huh?
Yeah, bro.
What just happened?
Dude, like the fucking future generation is just gonna be made of plastic. Like you're just gonna find it in our skin. Like,
There was a study that came out recently that was talking about how these chemicals, the ones that kind of come from plastic, actually are like, just for a lack of a better term or phrase, it neuters us, mostly males. It neuters us. How psychotic is that?
dude, how crazy would that be that everyone ends up being infertile and like we literally can't reproduce because of microplastics, and then the human race is just over.
Oh Lord.
Like, imagine not us nuking each other because that's what I was thinking. I was like, we're gonna nuke each other. No, the microplastics are gonna get us first.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, but man, bringing it back to the border. So there was a new study recently. I don't know about study, but they noticed that a lot of the illegal immigrants, or not a lot of them, but there were a lot of Chinese illegal immigrants coming through.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's them like trying to get the fuck out, or they're obviously the first reaction was spies. They're spies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not that funny.
I like how they're worried about that, but like weren't worried about like Chinese companies buying up land near like U.S. nuclear bases and shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're worried about the wrong shit. It's always like this.
Senators, dude, they're so just, I don't know, they're out of date or something. I want to replace them all with robots. They're too much, dude. Too much.
That is so real. That's like the realest fucking thing I've ever heard.
They're so lost. Like, how do you keep these guys informed? They're like 80, dude. They've never held a
Fucking
phone in their hand.
AI. Fucking AI robots would do better than they do.
I think so. I genuinely think so. Just train them on the data and send them in. My goodness.
Yeah, right, dude? God.
There were a couple of things where, so I know Canada actually just extended their current law that stops foreign investment into land and property, you know,
Okay.
which was also mostly being done by China. And then Florida is a state that jumped on something similar pretty early. It's being challenged right now.
Oh.
But yeah, it took them quite a while to react to China buying up, land next to some very important places. Just farmland, of course, no big deal. And they would just put up silos right next to it. not a problem. Okay.
Yeah, they're just chilling, you know?
Yeah, they're just hanging out, bro. Hanging out on the farmland.
They're not doing anything
Trying to
suspicious at
farm.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, it's farming simulator, bro. They came for a better life.
So crazy.
Yeah.
So Hawaii also came out recently, and apparently they're trying to defy. Technically, it's the Constitution. So it had to do with the right to bear arms. I guess it's just the easiest.
All right.
Descriptor.
Do they not have the right to bear arms, or?
They do.
They
but they're so the debate was about carrying outside of off your land. And I guess there's the guy who did it, and then he got in trouble, and so he was suing their government or the federal court or whatever, and whatever, blah 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 blah. At the end, they were like, yeah, these people don't have a right to carry weapons off their land. The right to self-defense, a right to bear arms is only for on your land and property, and our Constitution supersedes the U.S. Constitution.
Jesus Christ.
I wonder, but it kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like, is this going to be if it's a growing trend where states are just like, yeah, fuck the federal government? That's a little worrying. We're at 2 now. Like, that should be a little, start making some people sweat, bro. What the hell?
I think honestly, like over the years, people have just been broken down, right? So they just don't give a fuck.
I think it's, yeah. I think also there's a lot of testing of limits going on right now, pretty much in all sectors of the world. So I'm not entirely surprised, but at the same time, it's interesting to watch it play out, I guess.
I honestly don't have the energy to deal with that if that happens. I'll just be like, God, can't y'all behave? Like, shit. Is it that hard? Like,
I don't know. I have no idea.
it seems like it is.
I tried asking some like older, the generation before us, like, is this normal?
Yeah.
Is this like normal American politics? And they were all just like, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair, dude. That's fair.
I don't. For me, I'm just like, what is really? Seems kind of bonkers, bro. Like,
I mean, other countries call us crazy, so.
Yeah, we talked about this before, where it does seem. So I feel like if this is happening in any other country, it's probably grounds for them to move the military in immediately.
That's what they do, don't they?
No, they don't. Well, oh yeah, in other countries, yes. In America, it's just like, oh, they're just acting up, bro. They're just doing their thing. Oh no,
yeah, literally. the federal government in America is like, oh yeah, we'll just let them, do what they want, kind of. It's
Yeah,
not that big of a deal. They'll get over it.
states get a lot of leeway compared to in America than how other states work in other countries. Like I don't even think it's
Yeah.
close. I don't even
Oh
think it's
yeah.
close.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of discipline in other countries,
Yeah,
not here though.
discipline is what they call it. True.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, Ryan. What about you? Can you give us your opinion for how much force you think is appropriate for the wall?
Man, it's so difficult because I think it's a bit of a slippery slope where if you say, okay, we're gonna like shoot anyone that comes within 50 feet of the wall, what happens if like for some reason there's like a US citizen in there that gets shot, like whether they're trying to smuggle people across the border or whatever. I think that's gonna cause an incident. Um, it's kind of a slippery slope there. So I don't know how much force, because if you put too much force, then like I think it's gonna cause problems. But I mean, you can't just let anyone walk in either. I mean, we kind of do the same thing with like military installations, but usually like police try to apprehend them unless they're like actively shooting.
Sure.
Because if you just let go like, okay, well, you're gonna shoot anyone that's like getting near a certain place, then like, why can't they be like, okay, we're gonna do that for government buildings, and then when January 6th happens, they just start gunning down people, or oh look, people are protesting outside the state capitol. Well, I as the governor say that you can't do that, so I'm gonna start gunning you down. Like you can't just do that in the name of like security. So
It's fair.
I think like the things that are kind of stationary, like the barbed wire and things like that, those are all fine. I don't have an issue with that. But like when you start like being like, okay, shoot on sight, that's when it's going to start to get tricky.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't disagree with that. I was surprised that it just the conversation got shot down so fast every time, and that there was like no middle ground. It was like just fucking shoot them, five head. And then the other side was, I don't know, just let them in, stick them in tents, and let them vote. And it's like, huh? Like, why is there no middle ground here? Like, what is going on? It's so
That's
crazy.
yeah, it's so extreme, like all the time.
Yeah, they're definitely. I mean, I don't know if it was taken care of. I think there was a vote last week. I don't suppose if either of you know.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
I don't think it was like actually solved. I think it's just calmed down because they've secured it, and by they I mean Texans, and whatever Floridians went. Which I guess God bless America, we can do it ourselves. I don't know, but
That's the idea. That's what Texans think. They'll just do it them fucking selves.
it's not bad. I know it's not just America is kind of having this problem, but EU is having the exact same problem where people have just flooded their borders all the way up to the UK, you know, and it's become kind of a focal point because they're claiming that the protests for well, basically anything happening in the Middle East, it's like heavily influencing that. There's obviously always the talk of terrorist attacks, but it's such a huge problem in Western societies where they don't know if they should just let these people in or completely stop them. But I've heard some pretty crazy takes. Like I think it's pretty small, but there's a couple of people who actually think there shouldn't be any border. Like we should just let them in. There's no borders. They should just be able to come in and
These are the same people that build walls around their house, by the way.
yeah, I mean for sure.
Yeah,
Just let
that's
anyone in,
that's a
bro. Are you
little.
going to house some migrants or what? No? Okay.
Hmm.
I guess
Yeah,
the
I
rest of us
don't.
will do it since you don't, but say we should. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, letting people completely in is absurd.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't know, bro.
What are the other big states? California is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they just don't care. It's like whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, California accepts all apparently. So
They demand the federal government pays for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, did you guys watch the Super Bowl? I hate to bring it up, but
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't, but um just based off of seeing Chiefs and 49ers, my heart was in the 49ers and they missed it by what, like 3 points?
I went to overtime and then pretty sure it was more than three
Oh,
points. Then they
dude,
got
not the
pushed to 2.
overtime.
It
I'm so
was
sad. So, oh my god, I'm a huge Brock Purdy fan. He played for my favorite college team. Oh my gosh, the way they lost was just so fucking tragic. Like, I saw them line up for that final play, and I was like, oh, they're gonna fucking roll it out here and throw it. And what they fucking do, they fucking rolled out and throw, but like nobody was on the far side, and it was like the easiest fucking throw and catch ever. I was like, oh my god, dude.
Oh, dude,
And they shouldn't
that's
have even
horrible.
gone to overtime anyway because the freaking the Chiefs blocked one of the extra
yeah.
points. It's just like, oh my god, man, like, dude. I mean, good for the Chiefs. Like, they're a good team. Patrick Mahomes is insane, very consistent, just so hard to beat. But man, dude, I thought the 49ers had it, dude. I wanted that for Brock Purdy so bad. He's
They
such a good
Yeah,
guy.
they
I've heard
started
that a
out
lot.
they started out really strong, and then I don't know. During the second half, it was just like some of their players' brains just turned off. They weren't even trying anymore, and I was like, dude, what is going on here? But yeah, the blocked
Yeah.
field goal
It
was
was
rough.
it was very even.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs actually turned the ball over more than the 49ers did, and they still won, which is kind of crazy. I mean, granted, it was a very close game. One turnover isn't a huge deal, but like on a big game like that, like, oof, man, they're lucky they won without the winning the turnover differential. It's crazy. But the Chiefs are super freaking talented. Their defense this year was crazy. Oh my goodness.
You're such a football dude. That's so funny.
Yeah, I love football. Yeah.
That's cool. What do you think about the T Swift and Kelsey stuff?
Oh, I think it's fine. I mean, for the NFL, it's good because you just brought in like a fuck ton of new viewers
Yeah.
and potential fans. Have you heard of like the subreddit, like on the, it's like a subreddit on like the Taylor Swift page where they talk about all the football games? And some of the fans have like the cutest things that they write where they're like, oh my gosh, this is so anxiety inducing. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm so worried. And like, oh, I hope the Chiefs win. Oh my gosh, I'd feel so bad for Travis Kelsey if he lost. Or, oh my gosh, how do these people do this? Like, oh my gosh, that guy just got hurt so bad. How could they pay people to do this? Like they
Wow.
just have like these random comments, like as if some of them have like never watched a game of football before. It's just like very
They
precious.
probably haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you get jealous of like seeing Taylor Swift on screen, because that's another, I guess, criticism of it. I think that's just some form of like jealousy or something. Like it's very clear that like her dating a football player has had an increase in viewership for the NFL and an increase in jersey sales and all this other stuff. So, and I don't think like she takes up an obnoxious amount of the screen time, like comparatively. So I don't know. I think it's fine. It's good. I mean, hopefully they have a happy relationship. That'd be nice, I guess, even though a lot of single men everywhere will cry when Taylor Swift is off the market.
I
Oh god.
that was the kindest take that I have heard. By the way, I have heard everyone
Yeah.
else lose their mind over it.
I I mean like I understand like I mean I hear it at work all the time. People are like, I don't want to see Taylor Swift on there. I'm like, I feel like you're just projecting some sort of like jealousy or anger or something, you know? Like, who cares? Like when they show freaking like random people on the sidelines, people get mad, or like when there's like a Hall of Famer in the stands, like, oh, that's football. It's like, I mean, Taylor Swift can be a football fan too, dude. Like, who cares if she joined yesterday or she joined like 10 years ago? Like, she's here to watch and play and have fun. So just like, how about you just shut up about it, you know? Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
Real.
I respect that. That was nice. I didn't expect that from you.
Oh.
I take. I don't think she got that much screen time, but I'm not a fan. I mean I don't watch football anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. But I hate how much I know about her dating life without actually having gone out to like look for the information. Her following is so crazy. I'm sure it just
Yeah.
boosted the NFL like there was no tomorrow. But Oh my goodness. I don't care that she just flew back from Japan. I don't care, man. I don't care that she's flying really fast to catch the game. I don't need to know it. I don't
I do
care.
like when
Yeah.
Taylor Swift gets up to get like a drink of water, just her like jumping in a fucking airplane and like like going across her house or something, or jumping in the helicopter to get to the other side of her mansion. I love it.
Oh my god. Yeah, did you guys see that one guy on Twitter that keeps tracking Taylor Swift's jet flights?
Is it the same
I
guy?
have, yeah.
Is it the same one who did Elon? Or is it a different guy?
Yes, it is that same guy.
That guy's so funny, dude. There's a new thing that
Dude,
came out that says that Elon bought Twitter just to stop that guy from tracking him.
he offered him like $3,000 once just to stop tracking it. And the guy was like, "I'll do it for 50,000."
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
No, that's so awesome.
yeah, you know, crazy.
DeSantis actually put a law in place to stop him from getting tracked. But I don't know. I don't like. Who cares? I think if you're a public figure, you kind of. I mean, it sucks, but you do lose. I guess that right to privacy. I don't know. Especially if you're a political figure. I don't feel like you can just go wherever you want and use taxpayer
Yeah.
money and like not be tracked. That's crazy. What the hell? But yeah, I think um, I'm happy for them if it turns out great. I don't care that
I
much
mean,
for it.
honestly, she looks happy and he looks happy, so it's like that's good for them, you know?
The whole time, by the way, I thought Kelsey was the quarterback. So I was so
Is he
confused, dude.
not?
No, he's a tight end.
Oh god. Okay.
Well, shows how much we know.
Yeah, right? God, I'm just such a football idiot. Like, he asked me one question, I'm like, what?
Do you guys, how do you guys feel about celebrities backing political figures?
I think it's fine. I think artists should be allowed to like use their art or their prestige as a platform to express themselves. I think anyone should be allowed to kind of do whatever they can to express themselves, even money, unfortunately, as much as I kind of like cringe to say that, but if you have it, you should use it. Use it to your fullest extent. We just talked earlier, or maybe it was before we started recording, right, about how if if you don't vote, like, what are you doing? And you got to be passionate about your country and about whatever. So I think people should be able to use whatever they've got. If athletes, if artists, if whoever want to endorse a political figure, then I say go for it. But when it gets into kind of murky territories, like when it's very clear that like you know a, an administration might favor the people who like publicly support them versus those that don't.
Mm,
Like for example, Doug, I know we've talked about the Taylor Swift like AI deepfakes, right?
yeah. Yeah, there was
So
that. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so like you can maybe make the argument that like the only reason the Biden administration cares is because Taylor Swift publicly endorses him. But, what if this was like Scarlett Johansson or someone? Because she's had some deep fakes made about her,
Yeah.
but like, not as like maybe far reaching as Taylor Swift's. And Taylor Swift, I would argue, is a bigger political figure or a bigger public figure. So would they have cared if it was Taylor Swift, or would they have cared if it was, some conservative political or a public figure who was getting AI deepfaked? Would the Biden administration have taken a stronger stance? I don't know, but I think that's kind of why you're bringing it up, right?
Yeah. So this isn't the first time. There's a lot of conspiracy theories around this, by the way, and I'll try not to go crazy. But the first time, uh, these guys kind of collabed was over the Ticketmaster thing. But yeah, the reaction he had to the deepfake thing. I mean, maybe it is genuine. Maybe there's like they've been pretty quick to knock out some stuff like the robocalls and now this. And it is good that they're knocking these moles on the head as fast as they come up. But yeah, that is why I brought it up. It starts to get a little worrisome, and maybe there's some bias and maybe you kind of it's intentional. Swift has a big following, you support her, she did kind of endorse Biden with a comment. I saw a report that's saying she was told not to after, but it is very interesting. I do still agree with you that they should have the right to express themselves, like 100%. At the same time, that also kind of takes me to an Elon, and oh god, what's the chick who played Cara Dune in Mandalorian? She got kicked off Disney because of her political beliefs, which were conservative.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually crazy that Disney
Yeah.
fired her.
Well, so Elon is helping fund a lawsuit against Disney for it.
Because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good on Elon, damn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gina Carano, that's her name. But yeah, I don't know. It gets a little worrisome. I still think they should have their political views should still be. They should definitely still be allowed to say some stuff. But do we end up in like this freaking increased culture war where celebrities are just telling their fans like vote for this person or vote for that? Is that normal? Is that like a thing that already has happened? I've only just now noticed it. I'm sure it's happened on some scale, but you know.
I remember back in like 2016, it was a big deal that like Katy Perry endorsed Hillary Clinton. That was like the other
Mm,
big one I can kind of remember.
sure. I guess there is
It's
a
been a thing for a while. I think musicians, have always taken a stance, or athletes too. But you can argue that the impact is kind of moot because like you have people supporting both sides or whatever.
yeah, not wrong. But what a collaboration for sure. Taylor Swift and Biden. Very interesting. I I'm glad they are keeping up with some of these AI problems that pop up pretty quick. And they're doing it in a way that I actually don't mind. So I've been pretty against increased regulation to some degree. I think on some stuff it was important, but we've seen those two laws come out for robocalls and now deepfakes, and they say they have the technology now that they can help track uh, who's making them, which is good. There's also this new law coming out that will give us rights to our voices and I forget what it's called, our persons,
Likeness.
our likeness. Yes, thank you. That's the word that everyone uses.
That's
Hmm.
crazy.
Because
That would have never even crossed my mind either. But now you gotta kind of consider it with all the AI shit coming out.
yeah, there's been a lot of warnings about it, and I think most people knew it was coming pretty quick, and they were worried the government was going to react fast enough. But they've been really on top of it, which is good.
Yeah.
And I really like the giving us copyright over our likeness. I think it's the
Yeah.
greatest capitalistic way you can um, keep our rights safe, while
Yeah, pretty much.
also not impeding on our rights, which is something I was
Yeah.
worried about. But they've done a really good job at it, so hats off to them. Well, is there anything you would like to add, you Texan?
Go to Bucky's, support Bucky's.
Hell yeah, Bucky's is the move. Dude, Bucky's is
Yes.
spreading like wildfire.
Thank God, I need it over here, bro. We don't got one over here.
Really? I thought there was one in Texas.
There is not one in the Panhandle. Nope.
What?
Yes, bro.
Well, they're spreading fast. That much I know, which I think is
Oh,
so cool.
well, okay. I should say we're getting one. It's being built as of right now.
Okay.
But it's just the fact that we haven't had one up till now.
How old is Bucky's? Because I hadn't heard of them until that one time we actually went together.
Oh, dude, wait, hold on. I'm gonna actually look this up. Okay, apparently
42
its
years
first
old.
store was in Clute, Texas in 1982.
Yeah. So it's pretty old.
Yeah. It is known as the gas station in Texas. Like if you pass a Bucky's
Really?
and you stop somewhere else, you're a fucking traitor.
Texan of you.
And then you got like the non-followers that are like, Bucky's is overrated, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, shut up. Like, just admit it's really cool. Like, it's cool.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you'd like to add before we end, either of you?
Only to thank our guest, who has been awesome, by the way. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, it was good. Nice, fun conversation.
Yes.
I'm sure if things heat up, then we can talk again and have a good time and just screech and Floridian
Oh,
and
yeah.
Texan.
If Texas breaks out into a civil war because of this razor wire, I will let y'all know.
You gotta fight
It's
on
all right.
the
You
front
got like
lines.
you got like half the states backing you up. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
I got Texans, bro, on my side. I'm not worried. If it's Texas versus
Everybody?
Border Patrol, we'll be fine.
Finally, Texas can take us so we get California.
Oh yeah.
God. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that. That'd be terrible. I can't even imagine.
Civil War?
It's
Mhm.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see
Like,
what actually.
as much as like the political situation can sometimes get like really like violent, or not violent, but it gets like harsh rhetoric. Like, it's crazy to like, even when like January 6th happened, right? It didn't really register with me until after that, like, oh, like that could have been like way worse. Like, that could have like had some serious fucking implications. But I've just never really felt like we've been like actually close to a civil war, you know? That would be actually crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. I hate how the media plays up everything because it makes it really hard to put into focus how bad things are. And I don't think things are crazy bad. I don't think they're crazy good. But it's like I don't know where on the level it is because everything is like it's the end of the world. U.S. is gonna nuke each other. It's just like dude, please, can you just give me like the facts so I know what the fuck is going on? Why do I have to figure this shit out on my own? But
Oh, dude, finding reliable sources is like one of the hardest things to do.
it's AIDS, man. It's literally
Yes.
AIDS. I can't remember what I was gonna say about the January 6th thing. Oh, dude, I'm throwing myself into all these political stuff. I can't with January 6th. I can't. I seriously can't. I have no idea what happened. I don't get it at all. I've heard theories of it's an inside job. Uh, I've heard, obviously the Trump thing, and he put out some word. I think it was on the Tucker Carlson uh, show that he does, and he kind of explained it. I was like, okay, that makes sense. He did kind of start an insurrection, but I guess I guess maybe I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just too much for me. It's too much for my brain. How much control can that amount of people actually do just by entering the building? Like realistically, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. It doesn't make any sense to me. And normally you just trust the federal courts the most, right? The Supreme Court. It's the Supreme Court. You're just like, sure, you guys figure it out, and we can't really argue with you. But
yeah,
it's a little awkward when an entire state is giving the middle finger to Supreme Court. It's like,
it's a little bit wild.
yeah, but I guess it's normal. Like,
apparently,
we just go on with our lives, dude. Fuck it. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem, I've said this multiple times, is one of the main reasons that I can't stand Biden, but I think that dude just, it's all his fault, to be honest. Like, I just think it's all his fault. He just refuses to compromise at all. And he thinks he's way slicker than he actually is. Or his administration or the puppet masters, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But, like, dude. What are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing? Why are you like this? Please.
He thinks he's like the good guy too. That's what makes me
Oh
mad.
yeah, that's what makes me scared. is that he thinks he's the good guy. That freaks me out. That's like China's Xi Jinping levels of scaredness.
Yeah, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, genuinely thinks that, like, he's fucking superhero Jesus over here trying to save America. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you like
Delusional as
this?
fuck, bro.
Yeah. And people like don't understand that the main reason they support Trump is just because they hate Biden. They don't care. They don't care about anything he's done or did. It's just like there's nothing great about seeing. Did we talk about him going up there, Biden, and like he got questioned by a reporter on his mental awareness and his memory, and he gave a little bit of a speech about how great it was, and then right after he confused the Mexican president with the uh, Egyptian one.
Oh
Like
god.
right after, it's just like
Oh, god.
so. No, he's done this multiple times. By the way, this is not the first time. It's not even
Because
the
he's not
second
there,
or the
bro.
third. I know,
He's
and
got
like
fucking dementia or something.
yeah, for sure, 100%.
Oh, we got this guy running the country.
I know, it's wild. Um. So, anyways, I heard that there was this huge push before that he was gonna run, blah blah blah, and then this came out. He made that mistake, and I guess it hit international news a little harder than some of the other events, and so now I heard he's stepping down. So I don't know if it's good or bad, but all I know is this guy just is like single-handedly causing rifts outside our country and inside, and it's so fucking wild, man.
I don't even like. I just can't do it sometimes.
I think that's
Like
fair.
just
That's what I
reading some
hear.
of the shit, it just gives me a headache. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's what a lot of my friends say that when I ask them like, "What do you think?" They're just like, "I just can't deal with it. I can't be bothered. It gives me a headache. I make
And
me
it's
depressed."
it's horrible because we're supposed to be involved with the politics, you know? Like it's
Yeah,
important to know what's going on. But it's like there's so much bullshit when you start reading.
for
It
sure.
just makes you want to stop reading and you're like, I'm tired of this shit, you know?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. I think this election is going to be a very interesting one. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see who ends up actually running because then I'll start digging.
Yeah, and seeing who's going to protect the forest.
Yeah. Who's gonna fucking replant all these damn trees? I'll vote for you, buddy.
Probably neither of them.
Nothing.
Nobody cares.
They'll all endorse oil and microplastics.
Yes.
Microplastics is the future.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna say.
Just enjoy your credit card of plastic every day. Eat up. Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, we didn't evolve into just being a plastic being. It's gonna happen too quickly. It's not enough time. Otherwise, we just turn into plastic. God.
Oh. I guess let us know if anything pops off in Texas.
All right.
Give me the good old heads up.
Oh yeah, I'll give you the tea.